All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G. And we're going to go ahead on and talk about the trade deadline. We're going to talk about the Saints and the Bears preview matchups. We're going to talk about all that. I'm going to try to have this show not too long. The Pelicans are getting ready to play tonight. So I don't want to just, overlap that. I know everybody want to watch the Pelicans tonight. So, we're going to be on here for like a good hour. Depends on if we get some callers coming in late or not. But let's go ahead on and start the show, man. The Saints, we was trying to see if they was going to be buyers. We was trying to see if they was going to be sellers for the trade deadline. We stood pat. We didn't really make no moves. I wasn't really shocked. If you're a Saints fan, you kind of understand that this team really don't do splash trades when it comes to the deadline. And if we do make a trade, it don't just be anything of significance like that. We might get some picks, we might get a little, middle of the pack player. It don't never just be anything big time. And I expected us to not do anything big time. Now, if we'd have had our same standings, but our record would have been better, I assume we would have probably went after a pass rusher. I assume we probably would have went got a offensive lineman. Me personally, I would have tried to go get what up, Trav 504. You're welcome to call in. Me personally, I would have tried to go get Cleveland, the guy that went to the Jags. I think we need offensive line help. Um, I would have tried to go get him. I would have tried to go get Trace Young, but we didn't have any middle round picks to really work with. And I think we're trying to just keep all our draft picks because I don't think that Mickey really just believes in Dennis Allen like that. And I think, this is his last shot. I honestly think that, this ain't no wishful thinking. I just honestly think that Mickey Loomis, he's not no dummy. I think that this is Dennis Allen's last shot. Like, you got everything you want on a silver platter. You got this easy schedule. You got these teams are getting hurt along with the easy schedule on top of that. So it's like everything is happening your way. Like, usually the injury guys be against us, but it's like they on our side giving us the easy yellow brick road to the playoffs. And it's like, how could you fumble this? How could you fumble this easy opportunity you have right here? So my thing is, I'm thinking like, maybe we saving these draft picks to try to hit a home run like how we did in 2017. Like, all we need is to just, hit right on a quarterback, let him sit under Derek Carr, and hopefully maybe give him a year under Derek Carr, and then he could just come into his own. And we just get a good offensive coordinator to match with him and get a good head coach to match with him for a marriage. Now, if we get a head coach that's offensive minded, then we could just go ahead on and just kill two birds with one stone with an offensive minded head coach. Now we just got to worry about getting a competent defensive head coach, and that'll be kind of easy when it comes to our defense because I think our defense got the players. We might have a slight drop off when it comes to production with Dennis Allen gone, but if we just get a competent enough defensive coordinator, he should be able to work with those players we got, especially if we could add to the pass rush. What up, Jerry? You could call in if you want to, Jerry. You're more than welcome to call in. Um, Let me go ahead on and put the link in a chat. Mm-mm-mm. Put the link in the chat right now. All right. So yeah, I'm not a believer yet because we had one good game. I'm happy we got the win, but I need to see more. Yeah, Trev, everybody feeling like that. Everybody wants to see consistency. Everybody is not on a Dennis Allen and uh, Pete Carmichael train after one good game, especially against the Colts. The Colts, they're a good feisty team. They're a good competitive team. They're gonna fight with you to the end. Don't get me wrong. They ain't just no pushover. But at the same time, they're a team who's still trying to figure it out. And, they didn't have their starting quarterback. Their cornerback who was in the game, he went down. when he went down, we took advantage of that. That's why you seen Rashid Shaheed just going off, at the end of the game. So shouts out to Pete Carmichael for taking advantage of a weakness that we seen. Shouts out to Derek Carr for taking advantage of a weakness that we seen. What else? uh yeah, man, like you say, Trav, you want to see more. Everybody wants to see more. Everybody, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, we want to see this put together, multiple wins, especially with this schedule that we got. Like, it's no reason why we can't put together like at least a 4 good wins in a row. There's no reason why we can't do that. Dennis Allen never put together 4 wins in his whole tenure as a Saints head coach. Like, if he could put together 4 wins, that'll show me something, you know. And people say our schedule is easy, and we don't really have any uh you know measuring stick games against any tough opponents. But to me, the measuring stick is beating the team that you're supposed to beat consistently, dominating them. Like, if we could just put together like 6 7 wins, that's a measuring stick within itself, within our team, because it's showing us that we making changes. It's showing us that we improving, we finding ways to win, we staying consistency, we putting it together. When the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year, they didn't have a lot of good teams that they played, but they made it to the Super Bowl. They found ways to win, and they started believing in one another. And when you got the talent, and the coaching staff could just tap into that talent and put them in the best positions to win, you're going to see good results. So to me, the measuring stick is beating all these teams we supposed to beat and dominating them. Now, if we lose to the Lions, I wouldn't say, oh, well, we can't beat a good team. I just say, sure, we just lost to the Lions. But hopefully we can beat the Lions, because I think that's going to be our best matchup all season. I thought when the schedule first came out, I said the Jags and the Lions going to be our hardest matchup. So it's going to be real interesting to see us go against the Jaguars and the Lions this year. Um, Another thing with the trade deadline, everybody was wondering if Jameis Winston was going to get traded. Me, if he would have got traded, I would have been happy for him to go see him do his thing with another team, especially if it would have been a team that I could easily root for him with. The Vikings. I hate the Vikings. I'm not going to lie. I hate all the NFC teams. I hate the teams in our division the most. I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Vikings. I hate the 49ers. I hate the Eagles. I hate all these teams that we usually see in the playoffs. And, it's kind of like a little rivalry with. I hate all these teams. And I didn't want him to go to none of these teams. I wanted him to go to somewhere in the AFC and do his thing. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to go to the Jets. That's what I wanted him to go. But, if he would have went to the Vikings, it would have been a kind of hard for me to root for them to win, but I'd have still been rooting for him to have some good individual stats, and it would have been easy for him to do his thing out there because he got Justin Jefferson, he got Addison, and he would have had Hawkinson, but he didn't go to the Vikings, but at the end of the day, I feel like if you watch the 49ers last year, you see how important it is to have a backup quarterback. So if Derek Carr was to go down and we make the playoffs, it's good to have that safety valve or that ace in the hole in Jameis Winston. If we was to go ahead on and get in the playoffs, and if Derek Carr was to have an injury, God forbid, knock on wood, but I think Jameis will be able to come right on in. He knows this playbook. He's been in this offense for years now. And that's why I think we kept him, because we got Pete Carmichael. Like, he been in this offense for what, 4 years now at least. So it's like, man, Jameis know what he doing. He just gotta get that chemistry with Michael Thomas or Olave and Rashid Shaheed, because he gotta just knock off their rust, because he haven't really played with all those guys for multiple games in a row. So we didn't trade Jameis Winston. A lot of people was mad about that. A lot of people was not mad. Was kind of happy about that. Some people feel like, oh well, he's not going to be with us next year. Why not get something for him when he's not going to be with us next year? Yeah, he's not probably going to be with us next year. I will hope that he will go move on somewhere and revive his career like Geno Smith did. But at the end of the day, if we trying to, win right now and we think we got the team to do it, we just got to go out there and execute and stay healthy. It's going to be beneficial to have a person like Jameis Winston who threw for 5,000 yards right there on the bench if anything happens. Trav says, I'm okay if we lose to a good team as long as we played hard and was in the game. That bus game was BS the way we played. Want to call in, Trav? Click the link. Yeah, go ahead on and click the link if you want to call in. Let me see. Hurricane Mike. Let me go ahead on and click on Mike. Um, Hurricane Mike, what up?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing terrible.
Why you doing terrible, Mike?
Man, my dog got hit by a car.
Y'all got hit by a car in real life, or you talking about car as in a player for us?
Both.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that your dog got hit, man. Is he all right?
Well, I mean, he is in the ground, but
Damn, man. Well, I guess you could take your mind off about talking about some Saints, man. What you think about us not making no moves with the trades, and what you got for us coming up against the Bears?
well, yesterday was the trade deadline, and the Saints were once again they. I think they made some calls, but they couldn't do anything, I guess. But I don't really think we made a trade deadline trade ever since we got Quan, and we don't know how that worked out. But I feel like the Saints, we're definitely not in the right space. I definitely think that we should have at least, like, even if you weren't going to try to trade anybody, like, at least trade maybe a couple draft picks to get somebody in here that can actually help us. And for the Bears, let's just say that if the Saints, like, I do expect us to dominate the Bears, and some people watching this know why I don't like the Bears. But Saints, Bears, I'm not really expecting much. Like, if we win, cool. If we lose, I don't care.
Do you think Montez Sweat going to have any effect on the game? Because
No.
I think they had got Montez Sweat right for the trade deadline.
Yeah, well, the thing is, right, I don't really know, like, because like Montez Sweat, he is a good player, but he has to have time to like learn the scheme and stuff. So like against our offensive line, it's been playing better than it was earlier, but that's still not really saying much. But I feel like Montez Sweat, he might get a sack or two, but he's not gonna have like a Khalil Mack versus Raiders type of game where he's just got 6 sacks and a bunch of tackles. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that type of numbers because he's still gotta learn the scheme. I don't think he's gonna be an every down defensive lineman or at least for this game, because he's gotta learn the scheme. Because you cannot, for example, you cannot sign Tom Brady and expect him to throw 7 touchdowns his first game. You cannot trade for Aaron Donald and expect him to have 4 sacks his first game. Like, that's not gonna happen because like he's gotta learn the scheme, and plus the Bears defensive line, is struggling as it is, so I doubt he has a good game. He could, I hope not, but I don't think he will have a dominant game like some people think he will.
Well, yeah, I just asked because you remember last season, we played the Ravens and they made that trade right before the deadline went, and they got Raekwon Smith, and he had a monster game versus us.
Yeah, but that's Roquan Smith.
Yeah. So, is there anybody that you actually wanted us to trade for, like the most, or
Well,
anybody that you wanted us to trade away from our team?
Well, I know there's rumors about us trading Jameis to the Vikings, and honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But if you made the trade, I wouldn't call you an idiot because like Sean or Jameis is like only like he had good years with Tampa. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like his best year was with Sean Payton, and I don't like say we do bench Carr. It's not going to change nothing. It's not going to. It's not going to make us magically win with our backup QB. Yes, Jameis is one of the best backup QBs in the National Football League, but like asking him to put the team on his back, no, because and also to trade for like because like to trade for somebody I really wanted us to trade for. I definitely wanted to see if we could get Darnell Mooney on this team to play wide receiver, cause like I wonder because I thought the Bears were gonna be sellers. Apparently they just wanted Sweat, but I wanted the Saints to trade maybe a third or a fourth to the Bears for Darnell Mooney because Chris Olave, we need some protection because Olave is not right now in the great headspace. So I feel like we're not going to bench Olave. I'm not saying that we should trade for Mooney so we can make him run routes over Olave. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if say Michael Thomas was to get hurt again, we could get Darnell Mooney, and then he can be a fine wide receiver 2 or 3 for us. So that's what I'm saying.
All right. So, what about after this season? Is there any quarterback you got your eyes on that you hope the Saints take
in the draft?
Yep.
Well, I've been watching a bit of college football, and there's this one guy, and it's probably obvious to y'all, but there's this guy. First of all, I'm gonna have a draft hot take right now. Caleb Williams is probably one of the most overrated, hyped up prospects, and here's why. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but like this past year, he hasn't been. He was like a Bryce Young for me, right? He wasn't really dominating. I'm not saying he fell off, but he's not really dominating. So people are saying that we should tank for Caleb Williams. I doubt that because also I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently he wants half of the ownership for this team, and that's a red flag right there. So, but a guy I want the Saints to get if the possibility is there. Why not Shedeur Sanders, man? He got coached by Deion Sanders, and just because he's a great player does not mean he's going to be a great coach. But I feel like Shedeur Sanders, he's like him or Jaden Daniels. But yeah, because like as an LSU fan, I've been watching Jaden Daniels a lot. That man, I still remember that man. He was putting his team on the back, bro, on his back. Cause dude, even though we lost to Ole Miss, we still scored almost 50 points. We didn't win the game because our defense forgot to play football. But then he carried the Missouri game, and last year he played the scary Alabama and was able to win. So Sanders or Daniels, and I'll take because I think we can get Jaden Daniels in like the 3rd to 4th to 5th round. But so if he's there, that would be the steal of the draft.
So is Sanders coming out this year, or is he waiting like to next year so he could be probably?
Well, there are rumors about him coming out this year. I don't know what his decision will be. He might decide to stay another year to get his draft stock extra high, but if he does come out this year, I say take him. But if you don't want to take him, then take Jaden Daniels.
Okay. So go ahead on and give me a score prediction for the Bears game upcoming on Sunday.
Well, this is what I like to look at, right? Who has the best offense and the best defense, right? We all know Tyson Bagent will be the starter, so I don't think, especially with this defense, which has not been like top 10 like we thought it would be, but it's been good but not great because apparently we forgot how to intercept balls in double coverage apparently. But I feel like the Bears won't score a lot, and the Saints, I think they will with the Bears defense, but the Saints offense decides to stop 4 games, so I'm not even sure about that. But I'm going to go Saints 20, Bears 12. 20-12. Weird score, but 20-12.
I think we're going to actually, have another good offensive performance like we had against the Colts. I think we're going to have a dominant performance at home. It's been a long time since we had a good home win. I'm hoping that Jimmy Graham could score. I'm hoping that Alante Taylor could get his first interception. I see some big things happening for us this game. I think this game going to really help us turn the corner and really, put together confidence within each other. Hopefully, Chris Olave and Derek Carr could get on the same page, because it seems like if they could get on the same page and untap that potential between one another, I think our offense is really going to go to another level, because teams are really going to have to, like, pick their poison on who they want to focus on with all our offensive weapons. So, I think we're gonna have another dominant performance. Like you say, Montez Sweat, he don't know the scheme yet, so he might get a little sack or two, but will he just wreck the whole game? I'm not sure about that. I don't think so. I think our offensive line has been improved these past couple of games, and I think we could just build on that. Do you think the offensive line has been improving because of Trevor Penning's benching?
A part of that, yes. Because I'm not gonna lie. Last Thursday, I believe it was, when we were playing Jacksonville. Well, it was actually the week before that. We benched Penning, but he played a lot due to the James Hurst injury. But when we put Pete at left tackle, what scared me the most is that he would have to go up against Josh Allen, who is one of the best pass rushers in this game. And Andres Pete, he allowed Allen to get a couple pressures in here and there, but for the most part, that man was bullying that dude. So I feel like the left side of the field has been doing better. I'm not gonna say it's totally to the benching of Penning. I think it's just Pete playing. Like, I don't know if he's due for a contract at the end of this year, but he's playing for another contract with New Orleans. I'm telling you that.
So, what do you think is going to happen with the lineup once James Hurst come back? Because he was in practice today. So, what do you think they're going to do with the lineup?
Well, it depends on how serious his injury is, but if I'm the Saints, I'm still starting Pete, but maybe you can put Hurston at left guard or whatever. But I think Pete has earned an opportunity to start because I feel like Pete has earned his opportunity. He's not, because like Penning has not earned it yet. We only started him because he was a first round pick. If we drafted him in like the second, third, fourth round, he would have probably not been the day one start. We only started him due to his potential, and we tried to get his feet wet. But I feel like he definitely can still start. Maybe put Hurston if Pete's not doing too well, or put him at left guard. But and last game with the Colts, the Colts got a couple sacks here and there, but most of it was from the right side of the field or the middle. It's like, I feel like Pete, he earns a chance. Penning has not earned it. Hurst has not earned it, but Pete, he's earned it.
Okay, so what about your order with the wide receivers? Like, what is your order as far as targets? Like, who do you think is wide receiver 1 through 3?
All right, well, the number one wide receiver, well, I feel like Derek Carr, he just likes targeting whoever he wants to, but the number one wide receiver in Derek Carr's head apparently is Alvin Kamara, but the real number one wide receiver should be Michael Thomas. And I was one of them who said that Olave should be the number one wide receiver, but Olave got to prove something. Okay, Olave got to prove something. He's still the number 2 receiver, then Shaheed's number 3. And some games, I might even put Shaheed at number 2. But for now, Shaheed is that speed demon. He'll take over each side of the field, take over the slot. He'll basically do anything a number 1 wide receiver would do. I feel like he's too small to be a number 1 wide receiver, but hey, number 3 receiver, good for Shaheed, because undrafted, like the Saints, we just love our undrafted receivers. From Colston, well, I don't think he was undrafted, but we got Colston, a late receiver. We got freaking Callaway, Hardy. Man, we love our undrafted receivers.
Yeah, I agree. How do you feel about the play of late of Debo? Everybody was getting on him. Everybody was saying he was just a flag machine. This last game, I think everybody kind of like turned the corner on him. Like, how do you feel about him now?
I feel like like Adebo is definitely like he still has flaws. Like he still gotta get his coverage up, but I feel like if Adebo is like, I feel like my personal opinion about Adebo is that I feel like I don't know how to say this. All I know is that I feel like Adebo is definitely towards the right direction. I don't know if that's due to the lack of corners on our team, but every time Adebo's targeted, man, something magical is gonna happen. I remember last game, Gardner Minshew decided to throw right to Adebo, and that man, I believe, almost got a safety, but that man ran like 20 yards.
Yeah, that was huge right there. All those yards.
And that was a game changer because they were about to score a touchdown because our defense forgot how to tackle Zach Moss. And if they get a touchdown, then that's a game changer.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, real up and down on Marshawn Lattimore. They feel like they up to plays down to competition. They feel like uh he should never give up 50 yards. Like giving up 50 yards for Marshawn and maybe like a flag is just a horrible game. Like, what are your thoughts on Marshawn Lattimore? You think people be too hard on him because it's hard to stop these wide receivers who get paid also, or do you feel like his criticism is warranted?
I feel like Lattimore definitely gets overhated because, like, yes, he gets cooked by good receivers from here and there, but that's why they're good receivers. They do that. Okay, that's why they're good receivers. And Lattimore, like, he's a good cornerback because, like, if I don't know if you notice this, but the reason Lattimore's not really getting the attention now is because quarterbacks are not even throwing it his way. I don't know the last times I saw Lattimore make a play on the ball or even get the ball thrown his direction. Cause cause I remember it started week 3 versus Green Bay, where Lattimore was dominating his side of the field, and then they stopped targeting him, and then that's what happened. Like they just started doing that forever, and so I feel like they don't know what they're talking about because Lattimore doesn't even get a chance to make a play on the ball. How are you going to say that he's not a great corner if he doesn't even get a chance to show you why he's a great corner? Like that just makes no sense.
Yeah, man. I agree. I feel like Lattimore, he's just so good, and our standards of him is so high that when he does give up like 2 passes in a row, people just gonna be like, "Oh, Lattimore's getting cooked." Give a flag, "Oh, Lattimore's getting cooked. He's been good. He's getting cooked all day." But if you look at the stats at the end of the game, he really hasn't, just dominated like people are thinking. What they just have these standards for him so high to the point where he just got to be shut down like prime Darrell Revis or somebody. But
Yeah.
I feel like this team. I feel like the two main things that could improve this team, as far as our play on the field, is our red zone scoring and our special teams. Like Blake Groupie, that last kick, he almost missed that last kick, and that was almost like a 9 pressure moment. It was kind of a pressure moment because if he would have missed, they could have had time to score and maybe did something with a little bit of time on the clock. So I guess it was sort of a pressure moment, but I think that was like more of a personal pressure with himself. And that Lou Hadley, I feel like he could be helping us more when it comes to getting good field position when it comes to the defense. Like his averaging is just terrible. Like he cannot move
Yep.
like Blake Griffin, like Blake last year could. Like, and he's
Yeah.
in Arizona right now. So it's just like I think we made the wrong mistake on that. But I was torn between Blake. I mean, I was torn between Groupie and Lutz. But when it came to Headley, I didn't understand how he beat out Blake. I really didn't. But those two components, a special team and red zone, could really help this team. What do you think?
So yeah, this is what I don't like when Saints fans say. Because when they try to defend Groupie, they always use this statement, it should have never came down to that. And here's my response to that. That is so outdated because here's why. True, we should have handled our business. But if the moment gets too high and if it comes down to a Blake Grupe kick, I gotta know, and we gotta know, and even you gotta know yourself. Are you him? Are you going to hit in that moment? Because like we can say it should have never came down to that. All we want, but at the end of the day, it still came down to that. So that's just no purpose. Like that makes no sense. And like at the time, I agreed with keeping Grupe over Lutz because I feel like Grupe just had the most potential. And Headley, I don't even know how he made the team. That man barely be punting the ball 20 yards sometimes. But I feel like, Lutz, like I'm not gonna lie, we definitely whiffed on the special teams unit because people are like, but if we didn't have Grupe, oh, we wouldn't have beat the Titans week 1. False. If we had any kicker, we would have beat the Titans week 1. Man, just because Grupe be making like 7 field goals does not make him elite. Elite. He's elite because he made a field goal. Elite. Man, shut up. That man, y'all are on it. Oh, you're on your knees for somebody who's a rookie. Man. And it's like, man, any kicker can do what Grupe does. I'm not gonna lie, because back then, there was like you needed the kicker. Now any kicker can take your job.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say that could make this team better is the pass rush. Like before the season started, I wanted Yannick, and before the season started, I wanted Hunter Renfrow to help out with red zone because I just know Derek Carr had bad numbers in the red zone. And he could have brought in Hunter. He could have helped him because he's has chemistry with him. He's familiar with him.
Yep.
With Yannick, I feel like he could have helped with the pass rush because I just knew that Peyton Turner was likely going to, go down this season, due to injury because history shows this. History shows that. So I feel like when it comes to the pass rush, I feel like we desperately need, better pass rush to get these quarterbacks down and not making plays, extending drives and things like that. What do you think that we could do to help with the pass rush? You think we need to send more blitzes with Pete Werner and Demario Davis? Because Demario is kind of good at that, and Pete Werner, I thought he was going to take a huge step this season forward, but he hasn't been playing that well. But he's been decent, but I thought he was just going to really be shining this year. Like, what do you think we could do to help with the pass rush, and what do you feel about Pete Werner play?
Well, yeah, I feel like because a lot of people are afraid to say this. I understand why, but I'm not. I'll say what people are afraid to say. Cam Jordan needs to step it up. Because we're always happy when when he tackles somebody from getting double teamed, and that's like because I know he is getting older. People are acting like he's ageless. Man, I don't know how much sacks he has on the season, but it ain't a lot. And yes, I know in the second half he usually takes off, but I need you to show up in the first half. I'm sorry. I love you, Cam, but you gotta step it up. I'm not gonna lie. You're definitely one of them who gotta step it up. And yes, you are a Saints legend. You'll always be a Saints legend, and you forever will be a Saints legend. But like you gotta I don't care if you're 98 years old. If you're on this team, step up. And Pete, you gotta step up too. Cause we were ready to call you a first ballot Hall of Famer. Already. But you need to step up. I don't know why you haven't stepped up. Because apparently if you play good, apparently the next season you have to play bad. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I feel like the only person who actually cares on this defense right now is Demario Davis. Because that man's linebacker and that man probably, if not, he's at least one of the players leading the team in sacks. Because every single time I just see him tackling somebody. So yeah, Demario Davis definitely will kill somebody. But I feel like he ate like 2 people earlier today. I don't know why, but yeah, that's all I gotta say on the pass rushing. Cam gotta step up, Pete gotta step up, freaking everybody gotta step up. We thought Davenport was the problem. Nah, man, he was just one of the problems.
And I agree, the pass rush really needs help. Hopefully Foskey comes into his own and really develops into Hassan Reddick type of guy. Hopefully that we could start using Bond on more pass rushing situations and downs. Maybe we can even, get a little bit of more juice from Brian Brzee,
Yeah.
liking what I was seeing from him early on, but it seemed like he kind of been slowing down when it comes to that pass rush. I don't know if they've been designing, plays for him to get to the quarterback with stunts and things like that. But yeah, we definitely need help when it comes to the pass rush. What else you got to say, Mike? Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll leave you all off with this, right? I know, and I know Jerry knows this. Like, you can ask him yourself. In the off season, right? There's this one Chicago Bears fan, right? I've said his name a whole lot, and I'm getting sick of and tired of hearing his name. But I have one message. He's probably not hearing this because he's a crybaby that his team sucks. But here, listen to this, y'all. So it's for those who don't know who I am. This dude, right? He had the nerve to get not only personal, not only disrespect Derek Carr. Like, yes, he hasn't been good, but he has not been PJ, like, worse than PJ Walker. And also, last thing, man, dude's getting mad at what somebody has to say about him. And he got mad at me for making a video on him when he made the same thing. So, but here's my response to you. When the Saints march into the dome, whoop the Bears so hard that Jesus comes off the cross and takes y'all up into heaven, I want to hear your words, your voice, your lungs, your breaths. I want to hear your footsteps. You gotta shut your mouth before you, man. You literally thought that y'all were winning the division and making the playoffs. First, y'all gotta get a quarterback. Then maybe we can talk about in 10 years about you competing for the 7th seed. And I don't know who you think this is, but this ain't a playground. But yeah, that's what I got to say.
I expect the Saints to go down there and march on in and handle their Bears, and you'll have all the trash talking you can tell that Bears fan, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead on and go to Jerry real quick. All right, Mike. Thanks for the call.
Bye.
What up, Jerry?
What's up, man? Look, Mike ain't lying. I mean, he trashed a Chicago Bear fan really bad, bro. Talking all kind of shit, bro. He told you more than me, bro.
Hey, I expect more trash talking to come because I think that
He ain't lying.
I think we're gonna dominate the Bears. So he gonna have.
I think we will.
He's gonna have a whole lot of ammunition to talk about after the game. That Bears fan gonna go into hibernation after this game. So
a real deep hibernation.
Yeah. Now the good thing about a Bears fan, you got 2 high draft picks this draft. Like, you can't possibly mess this up, and you got the ability to trade Justin Fields and get something for him. So you got a lot of good stuff coming your way. So if you're a Bears fan, this season right here, you should be excited for what's coming in the off season. So, if they could just hit on their picks and maybe get like another head coach, and I don't know how they feel about their head coach, but maybe if they could just hit on their picks, they'll be all right. But this game against the Saints, oh yeah, I think we're gonna really dominate them. I think we're gonna really, beat this team by at least, I got us winning by at least 17 points, Jerry. What's your prediction of the game?
If they show that same thing from when they play Indianapolis, the way this goes, I got us winning about at least 2 or 3 touchdowns, which means I'm looking at probably, I'd say 28 to like, let's say 14. I'd say 28-14. I'm gonna keep it about 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about right. I think we're gonna win 30-13.
That'll work too.
Yeah.
Mikey.
So how you feel about the trade deadline, Jerry? Like, we made no moves. A lot of people wanted Jameis gone to get something from him. A lot of people wanted Chase Young. We stood pat. How do you feel about everything that transpired?
Well, one thing for sure, we dodged the bullet because they were talking all these rumors about Jameis Winston going to be traded to Minnesota and all that, but that didn't happen. So, and they went ahead and snatched Dobbs from Arizona because Kirk Cousins, he's out for the season. So,
Well,
I'd say we definitely dodged the bullet and it didn't make a wrong mistake.
yeah,
And yes, I was hearing that we wanted to get Chase Young, but the 49ers beat us to it. So I ain't mad about that.
yeah. You don't care about the vet. You don't worry about the backup quarterback until you need him. Until you need him, that's when he's all praise. And if anything happened to Derek Carr, people are gonna be happy we had Jameis Winston. Mark my words. Even if he could just win us one game. I'm not saying if Jameis Winston come in and he's gonna take us to the Super Bowl, but if he wins us one game and Derek Carr's come back, people are gonna be sure appreciative about that one game. I asked Mike, how does he feel about James Hurst coming back to the lineup? What do you think we should do with the offensive line now that he's back in the lineup, Jerry?
Well, hope a whole lot of shaking up. I mean, I don't know how this is gonna go, but as long as they protect Carr and all the rest of the guys, I mean, they just stay balanced like always and protect them.
So you think they're gonna put him at guard or left tackle?
Hey, whatever. Hey, whichever way the ball bounces, bro, that's fine with me. Look, whichever way the wind blows is cool with me. I mean, as long as it works.
Yeah, Michael Thomas, he's was limited at practice today. He's still having that illness. So whatever bug was going around with people's stomachs and stuff, it really took a toll on us. And shouts out to Mike for being a warrior and still playing through the game, because they said it was so many players on IVs and all this stuff after the game, and man, he just really toughened it out and just fought through and played through that game. That's the warrior mentality you need from players to cut it out.
And the thing about it and Michael Thomas is staying healthy. He's playing his best season. We're already 8 games in the season right now, and as long as the brothers stay healthy until like all the way till like January, maybe around December, hey, yeah. we in real good shape, man. As long as he stay healthy, that's the main thing. Health is more important.
And 2 passes stuck out to me, Jerry. That first pass at the beginning of the game for the Colts, when he went to Michael Thomas, and it was like in the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. And it was like a 31-yard grab. Like, that pass stuck out to me. Like, it's not no slants going on. Like, we go early, and it's not just nothing but slants that we're doing to him. We doing go routes, we're doing post routes. Like, we could see that he could get upfield if he need to, and he don't need much separation to catch the ball.
Facts.
Yeah, man. So, what do you think about the Bears? Us playing they backup quarterback. Like, what do you think about our defense going against their offense? Like, they don't really have a lot of playmakers. All they really have is they have of course.
I know they got Claypool. I don't know if he's still playing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the biggest worry we got is DJ Moore. Like, I think Marshawn gonna step up to the plate when it comes to him, but outside of DJ Moore, like, their run game is not all that. They got their tight end Submit, Clement, whatever his name is, it's something like that. I think we could really hold him at bay. They got Mooney. Like, I really think our defense could really clamp this team up. Like, I really think that they like a even worse version than the Colts, because at least the Colts, they had those 2 good running backs. This team right here, I really think we're gonna really dominate them. Like, if we could just keep DJ Moore in check, which I think Marshawn will, because Marshawn is just familiar with him with playing with the Panthers. I think we're gonna dominate them. Like,
Mhm.
Especially if the pass rush get home. Like I really hope that Cam could just get some sacks and hold down his side because like Mike say he got to step up. Like if you want to field, you got to step up. But I really think that Cam is giving it his all. Like Cam about to be 35, so I think Cam is really like giving it his all. Like you can't just expect Cam to just go out there and play like how he was playing, 6, 7 years ago. So, but if you on that field and you starting, you got to do something. You got to do better production when it comes to these quarterbacks scrambling and extending the plays, and that's what I'm hoping don't happen.
Right.
Because
I
Jerry,
agree. I
only
agree with you on that.
I think that's the only way they're gonna make plays if the quarterback can extend the drives.
Mhm.
Just like Minshew was kind of escaping, doing a little stuff. I just think that that's gonna be the only way. And as far as the offense go, I think that you know they starting to get chemistry with the playbook. Like our playbook is it has a lot of depth to it. Like it's a long time to learn our playbook. Even Alvin Kamara said his rookie season, he ain't start really knowing the plays and getting real in tune with it till like week 13, week 14. And Brandon Coleman was helping him with that, he said. So, our playbook is very hard to understand.
Amen. Yeah. Right. Right.
So what else you got to say about this upcoming game, Jerry?
Don't have a whole lot more to say except just get ready and like I said, if you play the way that we played against Indianapolis and play against Chicago, I see the Saints going 5-4.
Oh, is there any news about Marcus May? Did he practice today? Like,
He did, and I think he said he was full.
oh, okay. Well, I guess
I
we
mean,
still see Jordan.
everybody else was limited, and two didn't practice. But now Marcus May, he was full today because I checked it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that we'll still see Jordan Howden. They got a lot of Jordan Howden fans out there now. Because we play 3 safety sets sometimes, so it'd be all 3 of them on the field sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Howden, May, and Tyron. So he got a lot of snaps. So I think we'll still see some Howdens. I just hope the guy get a pick, man.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of pick, I mean, shout out to Debo for that pick, bro.
Well, yeah, Debo, he got hands. If he get his hands on the ball, he will come down with it because he was a wide receiver before. So he have those instincts of, knowing how the wide receivers gonna get into their routes and knowing how to turn around and just make a play on the ball once it hit his hands. Now, Alontae Taylor, he probably like leading our team in almost picks. Like this dude has so many drop picks, bro. I just hope that he get his first one against the Bears, man. I hope that he get his first one, and maybe I hope that Jimmy could get that touchdown. Like I predict either Alontae get his first pick, Jimmy get his first touchdown, or maybe Sanders get his first touchdown. That's what I predict.
Yeah, me too, bro.
You know, one of those 3 things are gonna happen.
Yep, absolutely.
So before I let you get up out of here, Jerry, what do you feel about the wide receivers? Like, who do you think is wide receiver 1, 2, and 3? Like, who you think should get the bulk of the targets and the second bulk, and who you think should get the third?
Well, the way this wide receiver looking, I'd say Michael Thomas still wide receiver number 1. I still say that Chris Olave is number 2. And as dominant as Shaheed is, I'll put him at 3. I don't know if it was going to be a switch. I would put Shaheed at 2 and Olave at 3, but because Shaheed, that dude just balling the fuck out, bruh. That dude was just a straight up beast out there.
Well, I think with Shaheed, I think he should just get more touches, like not just from a wide receiver standpoint, but just like a playmaker standpoint. Like the way we use Taysom with like a joker role, like I feel like we could do the same things with Rashid Shaheed. Like we could do more jet sweeps with him. We could do more screens with him. We could do more maybe some plays out the backfield with him, like how we did with Olave. Like it's a lot of things we could do to get this guy the ball in open field. And just like Kamara, like we started doing a little, Texas route where he come out the backfield and then come back inside. Like it's a lot of ways that we could get these guys open. And I think Alvin Kamara gonna have a monster game because they don't do too well when it comes to stopping the run. Austin Eckler ate him up when it came to the pass. So if Eckler could eat him up, I'm pretty sure that Kamara might have a nice day getting the ball in open field. With uh, Carr dumping it off to him and things of that nature. So if he get those options right, he gonna really dominate their linebackers.
Right. I got you on that.
So anything else you got to say, Jerry?
Nah, man, that's all I got for tonight, brother.
I ain't want to be on too long. I know everybody want to watch this Pelicans game. It's another game. Brandon Ingram is out. I seen one thing where it said Willie Green has coached like over 100 something games, and out of all those 100 something games, Zion and Brandon Ingram played like less than 20. I said, crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
That was one thing we was hoping for. The injury bug don't happen to the Saints and the Pelicans, and it's already happening to the Pelicans, unfortunately. But hopefully we could just get these guys healthy, and it'd be a real healthy season, and we just see where the chips fall. But thanks for calling in, Jerry.
No problem, no cap. You have yourself a blessed night, brother.
You too, man.
Okay, man.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to Jared, man. Shouts out to Mike calling in, supporting the show. I ain't want to keep y'all too long. I know everybody want to watch the Pelicans game, so I'll be getting off in like the next 10 minutes or so, unless somebody else come in and call in, get their 2 cents in. But yeah, red zone, special teams. I think all these things could drastically help the Saints. Like we are 5th when it comes to defense. We are 5th in the league. If we could just get better, field position for our defense when it comes to the punting game, it will be that much more dangerous. And we could get more, clutch kicks from Blake Groupie, when it comes to getting that kick in before the half or getting a late kick in the 4th quarter, like we'll be that much more dangerous because, then we ain't gonna have to, swap change of fields right then and there. Once he makes the kick, we'll have to go ahead on and kick them off the ball with 3 points on the board for us. So 3 points on the board is precious for us right now until we get this red zone figured out. But I think everything's gonna go in a change for the better. Like I think we really about to hit that corner and we about to really, pull off some wins. I think we're looking at the division. We right here at the top with the Falcons. I'm not sure who they play next. They play a team that they could very much so lose against, but they also play a team that they might could win because they actually just benched Desmond Ritter, if you guys don't know. So Taylor Heineken will now be the starter for the Falcons going forth. I always kind of knew that Desmond Ritter wasn't the guy. I knew that they were still going to be looking for another quarterback. The same with the Bucks. The Panthers, they pretty much stuck with Bryce Young unless anything just crazy happens. But they already got their guy in Bryce Young. But like I said it before, the first team in this division that get the quarterback from the draft and get the head coach that can have a good marriage with them are going to run this division for years to come because all these teams are pretty much solid. Like the Panthers got a solid roster. The Bucks got a solid roster. The Saints got a solid roster. The Falcons got a solid roster. I think all of them are they just need a quarterback of the future. And I think they need that good head coach to pair with him, But for right now, like as of right now, I think that we got the best chance to win a division. That's just me. Like a lot of people was high on the Bucks. I thought the Bucks were going to be a pretty decent team, but I think that, I just think that we just got a better roster top to bottom than them. That's just me. I think we got better offensive skill players. I think we got better defensive skill players. When it comes to the Falcons, I think the only thing they do better than us is run the ball, but they improved on their defense. So, like I say, if they get a quarterback, they're gonna be dangerous. Like, a lot of rumors been going around that, Shedeur Sanders might go there, to play for Atlanta, like his dad played for Atlanta. A lot of people saying if they don't get a quarterback in the draft, they might trade for Justin Fields. So think about that. Justin Fields with Bijan, uh Pitts and London, like, that's gonna be dangerous, and even if they don't get uh Justin Fields, they could be just as much as in the running for Jaden Daniels like us. They could be just as much in the running for Michael Penix like us, Bo Nix, it's a lot of guys that these people could just, have the ability to draft like how we did. So like I say, man, I just hope that none of these teams find a quarterback. I hope that none of these teams find a um head coach, because I want to dominate this division. I wanted it to be just like the Drew Brees, Sean Payton days, where we just, you know, stumping everybody, putting up them division banners every year, like back to back to back. That's what I want. I want domination. But it would be interesting if everybody get their own little quarterback, everybody get their own little coach, and it just be something fun to just battle out for years to come. Just like the AFC South, they got Will Levis now for the Titans. He's looking like he's pretty much gonna be the starter the rest of the way. They got Trevor Lawrence for the Jags, and they got Doug Peterson. They got C.J. Stroud and D'Amico Ryans for the Texans, and who else they got? The Titans, the Jags, and for the Colts they got Anthony Richardson. So yeah, man, that division right there gonna be a fun division to watch for the next decade. Like all their quarterbacks are pretty much set. It's just gonna be fun to battle it out for the whole next 10 years in that division. So if you're a AFC fan, y'all got a lot to look forward to when it comes to some exciting football. I think the Saints, I think that we need to go ahead on and fire Dennis Allen unless we just make the Super Bowl or something. Like that's the only way I could see us. That's the only way I will retain him, And I don't even think he's capable of making a Super Bowl, because when it comes to situational football, when it comes to doing adjustments on the fly, when it comes to doing the right thing at the right time, putting the right positions, putting the right players in the right positions to succeed, I just don't believe in Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael. When it comes to a roster, we got to get enough the roster to compete with anybody. But when it comes to the staff, I don't believe in our staff. That's why I'm kind of jealous. But what the Raiders did, they got rid of the GM, the coach, the offensive coordinator, the running backs coach. They got rid of everybody. Well, the Bears got rid of their running backs coach. So yeah, that's another thing we got to worry about the Bears. They got rid of their running backs coach. So we got to, if everything we seen on film when it comes to they running game, we probably got to adjust to any changes. But yeah, man, the Raiders, they clean house when it came to their staff, and it's such a shame that they didn't trade, Devontae Adams or Hunter Renfrow to somebody and get some type of compensation back for them. But yeah, man, I feel like we need to do the same thing, unless we just win a Super Bowl or something. But I can't see that happening, man. I just think we just got to get rid of the staff after this season, get our quarterback of the future, get our head coach, and hopefully just come up in here with some innovative offense that's fun, and, all our players that's in their prime, like Marshawn and Paul Granderson and Olave, like all these players, they really have an opportunity to do something with their prime and really have a chance to really compete and be talked up in the NFC elite teams amongst the 49ers and the Cowboys and the Eagles and the Lions. Like, we supposed to be right there with these teams. But with Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael, it's just not clicking for us right now, even with this silver platter schedule on top of the injuries with the silver platter schedule. And it's just such a shame. It's just such a shame. I think that we have a few draft picks. We don't have no third round picks. We don't have no fourth round picks. I'm still mad we didn't trade Davenport last year and get a third round pick from with the Rams. I'm still mad we gave away our third round pick in a Sean Payton trade. I feel like we shouldn't have gave up nothing for Sean Payton. You want Sean Payton? All you getting is Sean Payton. Other than that, we shouldn't have gave them anything. But I think that was some Mickey Loomis doing Sean Payton a solid. That's what I think. That's the only thing about Mickey Loomis. He just, with this buddy stuff, trying to look out for people and not trying to be doing what's best for the team 100%. When it comes to our trading, I just don't like the way we get the short end of the stick when it comes to trades. Like, we give away our good players, we give away our draft picks, and I just feel like we get fleeced a lot. But Howie Johnson, sure, he's doing a good job over there as a GM with the Eagles. He's getting players and picks for little to nothing, just to add to his roster. But I could see us winning the division. I could see us, going to the playoffs. I, as far as a Super Bowl, I hope that we could win a Super Bowl. But at best, I would love to just go to the playoffs and just be a spoiler to one of these teams. I would love to see us beat a team like the Cowboys, especially. Like, that's my number one team I would like to see in the playoffs. Or if the Falcons just be a wild card, I would like to see us just beat the Falcons and send them home. I would like to see us beat the Buccaneers and send them home. I would like to see us beat maybe like a team like uh the 49ers. Like, I would just like to beat one of these teams and send them on packing, and at least we could say we knocked out of a good team in the playoffs. But I think if we do have a playoff win, unfortunately Dennis Allen will be for sure coming back as the head coach. That's the only downside about it. Now, if he does come back, I just hope he draft the right quarterback. Even if he doesn't last as the head coach in the foreseeable future after we get that quarterback, as long as he could get the right quarterback, that's all I will hope. Because it's just like how the Chargers are right now. Look at they got uh they got they quarterback that's a franchise quarterback, but the head coach, he's pretty much going to be fired. So at the end of the day, they still got their franchise quarterback with I'm forgetting the Chargers quarterback name. I don't know why my mind just blank right now. Justin Herbert. Yeah, Justin Herbert. They got Justin Herbert. So maybe we could just get lucky and get our franchise quarterback like the Chargers, and eventually just move on from the head coach. That's the best thing that I could hope for. That's the best thing that I could hope for. But you know, uh, as far as the Bears matchup, I told Jerry I think we're gonna win like 30-13. I don't see them really doing much against us. They'll probably get like a lucky fluky play here and there. They'll probably make something happen early on. But once we adjust, we should be cool. That's the only thing I'm not liking about the Saints. They're not starting off hot. Like, we need to score on our first drive. I don't remember the last time we scored a touchdown on our first drive. We need to stop them on their first drive. We need to hold them under, you know, 17 points. Like, teams lately been getting 17 points on us in the first half, and then Dennis Allen, he will adjust and do good. But we need to stop all that. Like, come out on fire. Like, come out, playing with some sense of urgency. Like, this is the dome game. We trying to develop a win streak right now. Like, come out, get the fans what they want, put a show on the field, perform up to your highest abilities, and really do the damn thing. Or whatever you got going on with your mind frame, whatever you got going on, brother, just go ahead on and just put that to the past. At the end of the day, you facing some adversity, but man, just put that in the past, lace them up, and just have amnesia to it. Go out there, do your thing. And when I say do your thing, I mean focus on these easy catchable balls. When you got a ball and you catch it, go ahead on and turn up field and go for more yards if you can. You ain't got to just go out of bounds. Like, get them extra 6-7 yards. If it's a tough catch to make and it's contested, fight for it and hold on it all the way through. Like, get these touchdowns on your stats, man. Like, show the people you are and will be, the future number one wide receiver of this team. Because Michael Thomas, he's getting older. And on top of that, I don't believe Michael Thomas is going to come back next year. Now, he might come back next year. He might resign. But I just think that Mike probably go elsewhere. It really just depends on how the chips fall when it comes to us, either making the playoffs or not, keeping Dennis Allen or getting an offensive mind head coach. Like, if we get Ben Johnson or we get somebody who's just young and, have a rising star, attached to his name when it comes to offensive uh schemes, I think Michael Thomas might come back. I think he might come back. But if we just stay patted and stick with Dennis Allen, I think that Michael Thomas is gonna just go ahead on and try his luck somewhere else and just go try to help another team and help himself win a ring. Because I think Michael Thomas really won a ring. He's a warrior. So yeah, man. We got to do it right now. Like we got to do it right now. Like this is our window. Like these players is not getting no younger. Cam is getting up there. DeMario's getting up there. Like we're gonna need to draft another pass rusher after this season. We're gonna need to draft another linebacker after this season. You know, when it comes to safety, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Jordan Howden, but we still probably need another safety to pair up with him because Marcus May, you know, he's getting up in age. Tyrann Mathieu getting up in age. And Marcus May, he's not that old, but at the end of the day, I feel like you could get better play from, you could find somewhere else who could get a production Marcus May give. So yeah, man, these players, they getting up in age. We're gonna need to see what we're gonna do at tackle. Ryan Ramczyk, he's getting up in age, and he's one, injury away from, messing up his injury that he's battling through even more. So we're gonna have to really replace some of these guys at these key positions, and I think this is the draft that we desperately need to do it. A lot of people feel like you should draft best player available. Me, I think you should draft for need of the best player available. Like if he hit, cool. If he don't hit, at the end of the day, it's all a 50-50 chance anyway. So go ahead on and draft what you need. And right now we need a quarterback, we need a middle linebacker, we need a pass rusher, and we need some offensive linemen. That's what we need. It's a good thing we straight when it comes to cornerback. It's a good thing we straight when it comes to defensive tackle. It's a good thing we straight when it comes to offensive skill positions. But we need to go ahead on and get some talent when it comes to the trenches. And I'm talking about the offensive line. I'm talking about the defensive line. I'm talking about the middle linebacker, and I'm talking about we need to get us a quarterback of the future. Let him sit behind Derek Carr. Don't rush him out there. We ain't got no team that he need to be rushed out there. Derek Carr got like what, a 2-3 year contract. After next season, we can move on from him, unless he just ball the hell out with a new coordinator, with a new offensive minded head coach. But if he don't ball out, we can just move on from him. Like let the rookie just sit under Derek Carr, let him learn, let him soak up everything he need to soak up from the veterans. And, after next year, then go ahead on and roll them out there. You ain't got to just put the rookies out there and throw them to the fire and throw them to the wolves early. It depends on the situation. Like the Colts, yes, they could have played Anthony Richardson, but the Saints, we got the luxury of letting our rookie just sit back, let them just sit back. It worked out for Aaron Rodgers. It worked out for Patrick Mahomes. Ain't nothing wrong with doing it the original way it used to be. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead on and get off this live. This was fun tonight. Shouts out to Jerry. Shouts out to Mike. Y'all call in anytime. Sure. The Pelicans game is on. I'm gonna go ahead on and let people watch that. I'm gonna watch it myself. Get back. Y'all have a blessed night. We're gonna get back at this maybe tomorrow. I'll go live again. If not, I'll probably put out a video and share my thoughts on any breaking news that's going on with the Saints. We didn't make any trades. We was gonna get trades for Hunter Renfrow. We didn't get it, and I think we was gonna get trades for some pass rusher that played for the Patriots. Last year he got like 11 and a half sacks, and he ain't even play a lot of snaps, but we didn't get that done. That's a person that I wish we would have got. But that's all the news that I really know about when it comes to trading. Like we weren't really trying to give away nobody. We was trying to get people. So we was trying to be a buyer actually. But it just ain't paying out for us. So, it is what it is. I feel like we still got a good team, but I'm gonna go ahead on and get out of there. Y'all have a blessed night. Who that? Y'all stay safe, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen on this Sunday, man.